All right, welcome back. More on the Lakers' loss. Top of next hour, 40 minutes away. Our game of high-low. We take all these first-round quarterbacks. At best, who are they? At worst, what does it become? So yesterday, during the show, the Jets traded Zach Wilson. It was a miss. Number 2 pick. Didn't like him coming out of college. COVID quarterback. Didn't buy it. Jets loved him. Miss. So they got a 6th-rounder for him. So here's the thing to think about. There's a message in all of this. My wife always says, you're right in life or you're learning. You don't have to be wrong. Just learn from it. If you make the same mistake over and over, then you're right and you're wrong. But if you make mistakes but you learn from them, you're right in life and then you're learning. So the Jets only got a 6th-round pick for Zach Wilson. Whew. Justin Fields, Bears, 3 years of starting, only got a 6th-round pick. Lots of losses and a 6th-round pick for Justin Fields. The 15th pick, Mac Jones. Lot of starts, only got a 6th-round pick. How in the world is it, though, that Trey Lance, who barely played and has less wins and talent than all of them, arguably, got a 4th-round pick? How is that possible? Because San Francisco didn't get into their ego, their pride. They weren't stubborn. They moved off him quicker, letting the marketplace see less of him. The Niners, because they have a brilliant offensive coach, made a lot of their evaluation at practice. And they realized very early, I was told, he struggles with accuracy. You can't in this league. Teams get into their ego. Men, as a general rule, do this. They don't want to be wrong, so they double down on it, trying to prove they're right. As we say on this show, get it right. Don't worry about being right. We're all wrong all the time. San Francisco, with a less talented quarterback, got actually a 4th-round pick back. 4th-round picks are good picks. A lot of starters in this league that are 4th-round picks. You get into the 6th and the 7th round, a lot of special teams guys, low-ceiling backups. And yet the Niners, who have missed on plenty of picks, just said, hey, we see it. Doesn't work. Brock Purdy's better in practice. We're moving on. The 7th-round guy is better than the 1st-round guy we gave up picks for. Too many general managers in this league and coaches are trying to protect their genius, protect their picks. I mean, the New York Giants did even worse than that. They doubled down on Daniel Jones, which was a reach as a pick, and then they paid him a small fortune. That's unforgivable. That gets you fired. If the guys in New York get fired, I mean, you got to push back on that. You got to go to the owner and say, I'm not signing him. We'll keep Saquon Barkley. I'm not signing him to that deal. But this is a great example and a life message. Don't double down on wrong to prove you're right. Get out of it. By Thanksgiving of the 2nd year, everybody in the league knows. If not for film during the games, film at practice. You film all the practices. You have camps. You have exhibitions. You have games against other teams that don't get televised. You have exhibition games. If you can't tell if your quarterback's a guy by Thanksgiving of the 2nd year, get out of the league. Go sell cars. Do something else. You can't do it. It doesn't take that long to figure it out. And so the Niners, they draft Brock Purdy, and they're like, yeah. I mean, we already heard the story. Kyle goes to the owner. He's better. Move off him. Salvage the pick. Don't double down on stubborn. Stop being trying to be right. Get it right. Purdy's better than Trey. Move him. Maybe Trey gets a second chance. But isn't it interesting that the quarterback that has the fewest wins, the less time, appears to be somebody that really is, at this point, not going to be a starter at all. Doesn't have a big win of note. They got more for him, a legitimate pick. Here was Tom Pelissero yesterday breaking the Zach Wilson trade on our show.
Jets have just traded Zach Wilson to the Broncos. They are going to send a 2024 6th-round pick For Wilson and a 2024 seventh rounder, teams are going to divide up his bonus. You get him for virtually nothing in terms of a late round pick swap. The Jets are paying, I don't know the exact numbers, but they're paying a significant amount of his training camp roster bonus too. So this is a low risk flyer on a guy who a few years ago, I mean, I had many coaches make the case to me that Zach Wilson's tape was better than Trevor Lawrence's. If anybody can get the most out of Zach Wilson, it's going to be Sean Payton.
How about that? How about that? J-Mac, a great lesson. It's about getting it right, not being right. Niners weren't stubborn, got more for less. J-Mac with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herd Line News.
There's probably also an element of job security there, right? Like the 49ers brass, they're not going anywhere. Hey, we screwed up the Trey Lance pick. No big deal, guys. We're winning games. It's fine. Jets, Joe Douglas, well, I don't want to admit I screwed up with Zach Wilson. Probably a little more reluctant to deal him, right?
Yeah,
like job
certainly.
security. Let's be real. People are afraid. They want to keep their jobs. They don't want to try new stuff.
Well, I mean, general managers often don't get a second chance. Good coaches do. I mean, Daboll would get a second run, but GMs don't. So it's, it is Trey Lance basically from when Kyle Shanahan says, yeah, I can't save him. What does that tell you? Kyle Shanahan made Matt Schaub a Pro Bowler, Matt Ryan an MVP. Brock Purdy, a fledgling star in the league. Kyle's like a dealer in Vegas. I'm out.
Yeah.
And they got a fourth for him. Because they didn't let you see. They made evaluations in practice.
I wonder how Dallas Cowboys fans feel that they paid the most for Trey Lance.
Well, I mean, there's talent there. There's definitely talent. That's not it. But the key is he barely played in San Francisco and they got a 4. And Shanahan's offensive history would lead you to believe he just bailed.
I don't know. You say he's got talent. Really? I mean, is Trey Lance going to make 10 more starts in his NFL career?
I don't know. I don't know.
If he had talent, he probably would. Yeah. All right, let's get started with the... You can't start the fourth up 10 on the road, season on the line, with Dinwiddie, Jackson Hayes, and Taurean Prince on the court. You cannot do... I text a bunch of Laker fans. They were like all caps. Darvin Ham, what are you... But again, they had the game like Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray's him. He is him. I mean, that shot over AD. I was speechless.
I'll say this though, AD, the fact that he didn't get top 3 in voting for Defensive Player of the Year, I would have voted him number 1. Jokic has very few bad halves. Jokic was irrelevant in the first half. AD and Jokic in the first half. AD may have played the best half of basketball in a year by a big man.
Wouldn't you rather have a better second half than a first half?
I would, but when Rui doesn't show up and it takes a while for teammates, D'Lo in the first half was money, but Anthony Davis is having to kind of
emptied the tank in the first half. Fourth quarter, that's when he shoots his 1 3-pointer from the corner. AD, what are you doing? Take him downtown. Take him inside. AD. 0 points in the fourth, Colin. That was an Embiid-like disappearing act.
I'll almost give LeBron and AD a little bit of a break in the fourth because they're gassed because they have to carry the team. Yeah. Jokic had a bad first half. He wasn't gassed because he has people to pick up for him. Gordon and Porter and KCP and eventually Murray.
Well, Reeves chased around Murray. He had nothing. Rui guarding Jokic did a good job first half, right? But 1 of 7 offense. It's just the Nuggets are good, man. It's a great team.
By the way, 45 minutes from now, we're going to take all the potential first-round quarterbacks and play the high-low game. What is their high comp? What if it doesn't work? What is their low comp? It's a lot of fun. You put yourself out there. It's one of my favorite segments of the year. We do it once. We take the quarterbacks. We play high-low. At the best, what is Michael Penix? At the worst, what is Penix? We'll play the high-low game in 45 minutes. It can be easy to ignore our social battery and spread ourselves thin, especially with social gatherings picking up after the winter. What's the right amount of socializing for you? How do you recharge? Maybe you thrive around people. Maybe you don't. Maybe you need more alone time. Therapy gives you the self-awareness to build a social life that doesn't drain your battery. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. Entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, suited to your schedule. Fill out a brief questionnaire, get matched with a licensed therapist, switch anytime, no additional charge. Find your social sweet spot with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/succeed. 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/succeed. Flexible, convenient, online, designed to be there for you without stress. Switch therapists anytime, no additional charge.